Hi there, friends. Thanks for joining us for another informative weekend edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. Inside the pages today, Western Roundup revisits some landmark projects from the last year. And we have ideas to help children do well at math. Sit back and relax for all these and more. You don't want to miss any of it.
Find out where you are to vote before Election Day. On Election Day, visit your polling station and listen to the instructions of the presiding officer. Remember to bring your new voter ID card. You may still vote without your ID card, but the process will be faster if you have it with you. Mark your ballot behind the voting booth and return your ballot folded. Once the counterfoil is removed, your ballot cannot be traced back to you. Dip your finger in the ink and watch as your ballot is deposited into the ballot box.
Your vote is your voice. Make it count.
Thanks again for being here. Western Roundup returns this weekend and looks back at a few of the development activities that happened in 2023.
Welcome back to another season of Western Roundup and a prosperous 2024 to you all. We're happy that you stayed with us and we look forward to keeping you informed this year. Today we have a very special program lined up for you. We have selected our top stories from last year and of course we have the highlights. Stick around.
2023 was a year of advancements in many areas of national life for Jamaicans. Let's look at some highlights. Farmers in Spring Garden, St. Ann were given improved access to their fields through the rehabilitation of a 350-meter stretch of roadway that will ensure better transportation for their produce.
And when I look at the pictures of the road before, it was clear to me that unless you had a SUV or some of the sort, you couldn't make it down here, right? And most of the farmers would have to resort to foot in order to access their grounds and to bring out the produce.
Spring Garden is one of 6 areas in St. Ann to benefit from the Farm Road program this financial year. For the farmers in Spring Garden, this development introduces an easier way of life for which they are immensely grateful.
I am living here over 40 years, and for the longest while, for over 40 years, I can remember this road is into a really terrible condition. Now I am so happy that it has been fixed and I can take out my farming produce. It has helped so much of us here in this community, and I want to say thanks to everybody that make it possible.
I have already heard the cause and the concerns that you need another phase, and as your MP has said, once you ask for it, you can consider it done. Because we are going to ensure that you get the encouragement you need to keep on farming.
Farmers in Clarkstown, Trelawney were not left out as they benefited from the commissioning of a new pumping station, ramp and water truck. The commissioning is expected to facilitate a massive leap for farming in the parish.
I know a number of farmers will reap the benefits of these investments. What we're doing is not just preparing for now, but ensuring that as we move forward, we're better able to serve. We will be handing out today to some of our farmers our storage tanks and also some drip hoses so that you can start the process of outfitting your farm to utilize the water that we're provided efficiently.
I feel extremely grateful because over the past couple of months I have lost dramatically in production because of the drought. And with these irrigation system, I know for a fact that I will regain all what I have lost.
Tourism flew to greater heights as the country welcomed North Atlantic Airways' inaugural flight to the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James. This new airway will boost the country's economy by providing improved access to Jamaica and all that it has to offer.
This new partnership with North Atlantic Airways makes Jamaica even more accessible to visitors from the UK and across Europe. We are proud that Jamaica continues to be seen as a leading global tourist destination with many new developments.
We really believe that the Caribbean market is interesting for our European segment, and first and foremost Jamaica, because Jamaica represents the blend of almost every type of travel demand, from leisure to business to the mix of it.
We thank North for taking on the opportunity to serve this airport. This airport, coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic, will likely register 5.2 million passengers this year. That's my forecast. We can haggle a little bit about it. But I tell you, with North, we can probably push that up to 5.3. Let's see how that goes. Welcome, North.
The Harmony Beach Park in St. James now has free public Wi-Fi services following a collaboration between the Universal Service Fund USF and the Urban Development Corporation UDC. The initiative, which was launched at the facility on December 15, forms part of the government's broader effort to create comfortable and connected spaces for the public. The public Wi-Fi service will allow for more than 200 residents to simultaneously access high-speed service while at the facility.
We have to move aggressively at ensuring other areas in Jamaica have this kind of environment, that students and all members of SEC can come here and feel relaxed. Students here today can come back and get their access on the beach. You can do a bit of homework on the beach. The lights are here and the internet is here.
For his part, General Manager of UDC, L. Robert Honeygan, said the Wi-Fi initiative at the Harmony Beach Park goes beyond connectivity, as it also creates inclusive and sustainable development for all Jamaicans in the digital age.
This initiative aligns seamlessly with the vision for Jamaica's future, a future where every citizen has access to the tools and resources needed to succeed in an increasingly interconnected world.
We will continue to do what we must do just to make sure our country is provided with this closure in terms of availability, accessibility, and affordability of the internet service.
That's all for our program today. As usual, thank you for joining us for Western Roundup, where we take you from the corners of St. Elizabeth to the hilly terrains of St. Anne. Remember to send us your feedback to gisbabe@gis.gov.jm. Until next time, take care.
The following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Your government is empowering you through education, training, and development. That is why we have removed all fees for every Jamaican accessing training through the Heart NSTA Trust. So, whatever you desire training in, food and hospitality, beauty and cosmetology, housekeeping and hotel management, welding, carpentry, masonry, or any of the dozens of programs Heart offers, you can enroll completely free and change your life. We are building Jamaica.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
People who create, invent, and innovate, whether scientific, literary, or artistic works, should ensure that they hold the power to use and earn from such work. There are laws in place to protect your intellectual property rights. Let's review those in the creative space.
There's a land that I have heard about.
Every piece of creative work is designed with intent and holds high intrinsic value. It deserves to be protected. Understanding the intrinsic value of the work produced and ensuring the creator's rights are not infringed is what we will learn in this masterclass on intellectual property rights. Let's go. Intellectual property, IP, deals with the protection of legal rights for the original creations of the mind. This can range from the scientific, industrial, literary, artistic, musical, dramatic, or other fields. There are three major forms of protection for intellectual property: copyright, patents, and trademarks. In this feature, the focus will be on copyright and related rights. In Jamaica, there are two main pieces of legislation that govern the protection of copyrights in general: the Copyright Act and the Jamaica Intellectual Property Office Act. The Intellectual Property Office Act outlines the function of the Jamaica Intellectual Property Office JIPO, the body responsible for ensuring that intellectual property rights (IPR) are protected. JIPO is tasked with ensuring the protection, administration, and enforcement of IPRs as a national economic growth and development responsibility. Let's learn how copyright helps to protect your creative works. Copyright is one of the more widely known terms associated with intellectual property rights. It covers the creators of works in the literary, artistic, musical, dramatic, and other design fields. Copyright makes it possible for these creators to have exclusive rights to use or authorize use of their work on agreed terms. A work is copyright protected automatically once created and must be original in nature. This principle was adopted from the International Copyright Convention, the Berne Convention for the Protection of Literary and Artistic Works, of which Jamaica is a party. Another important layer of copyright protection is using the copyright symbol to give an official notice of ownership of your work. This is done by using the copyright symbol, the date of creation, which is usually the year, plus your name or entity, followed by an optional notice such as "all rights reserved." There are two main rights that are covered under copyright: economic rights and moral rights. Economic rights protect the financial value of the works and allow creators to earn from its use. Meanwhile, moral rights protect the right to the use of the work. They help to moderate the ways in which the work can be used and restrict revisions to a work. The length of time for copyright protection varies in different countries. Under the Berne Treaty, of which Jamaica is a party, along with another 180 countries, copyright holders will receive protection in these territories subjected to their national laws. In Jamaica, the protection for literary, dramatic, musical, and artistic works lasts for the lifetime of the author, plus 95 years after his or her death. Copyright for sound recordings and films lasts for 95 years from the end of the year in which it was made available to the public. The protection for cable programs and broadcasts lasts for 95 years from the end of the year when the program was included in a cable program service or the broadcast was made. The protection for typographic arrangement, such as books, lasts for 50 years from the year in which the edition was first published. All works enter the public domain once copyright ends, and are therefore no longer protected under intellectual property rights law. Musicians, actors performing a play, and a publishing or distribution company do have a say when it comes to the recognition of their rights too. Though they are not the authors of the work, they have neighboring rights or related rights. Related rights protect the legal interests of persons or entities who have contributed to the recording or creation of the work available to the public. Three categories of people are normally recognized for related rights: performers, producers of sound recordings, and broadcasting companies. They receive the recognition of a copyright-like property right protection for their participation in creating the work. Jamaica is a land known for its creative output, ranging from reggae music to art pieces.
Section 31 of the Copyright Act of Jamaica states that copyright is infringed by any person who, without a license, the copyright owner does in relation to that work any of the acts that the copyright owner has the exclusive right to do pursuant to Section 9. The Section 9 rights, which is to copy the work, issue the work to the public, distribute the work, make an adaptation of the work, make the work available on demand, which is to make the work available on the internet. So anyone who infringes the copyright in a work can be penalized by way of a fine, depending on the jurisdiction of the court, or even imprisonment. Before 2015, people would constantly call to us, how do I protect my copyright in a work? And the answer would be copyright protection arises automatically. And people would be like, and that's it? So we live in a society that we like to have something in our hands. And so in 2015, in response to the general public inquiries, and we have the voluntary copyright register, which an individual can deposit with us, a minimal fee, so creators can utilize this register and deposit their work. And they'll receive a certificate upon completing the application process, and this certificate can be used as supporting evidence in court should the work be infringed.
All children deserve positive parenting. Why not pamper us? Be patient with us. Make time to teach us, and of course, play with us. Celebrate milestones with us, and don't forget to be our #1 supporter. Do all these things and practice positive parenting today.
A well-educated population is a key driver for development and the sustainable growth of any country. This next feature explores tips for helping our children do well at math, one of the fundamental subjects we all need at least some understanding of.
What is it, my daughter? All right. Let me take a look at it now.
Math can seem daunting, but there are a few things you can do to support your child at home. One area to look at is games. We all play games on a regular basis, especially children. And how much fun would it be to tie mathematics into the games they play?
There's a very interesting notion that is put forward. And that notion is the fact that the things that we are interested in are the same things that we seem to do well in. Now, if it is that around our interest there's also a heightened level of performance, or we seem to learn things much faster when we are in tune, it therefore becomes important for us to actually put emphasis on making mathematics an interest. Because once we begin to allow our students or our children to see the fun in math and begin to develop a level of interest, it is at that point in time you will find that they may learn the concepts much faster.
Arithmetic helps us in keeping track of time, conducting business, and making plans.
In reinforcing the math from home, we have to do a few things. One, you could, while cooking or baking, allow your child to come forward and to share the math concepts that they were exposed to in school. I'm sure while you're cooking something, your child can apply some measurement skills, some conversions, some looking at the beakers and so on. Additionally, we know that at times we do some amount of sorting and organizing. There's always a shelf somewhere to be packed, a cabinet to be reorganized, some things to be moved around. This is an opportunity to allow your child to use their spatial awareness, to be able to look at shapes.
Do you want to know what I do?
I find creative ways to incorporate the knowledge to them, because maths is not an easy subject, and most children will tell you maths hard, but it's something that they need in their everyday life. So I find creative ways to put it to them in fun ways that we both can enjoy doing it together.
Some of the concepts that I believe that parents could pay a keen attention to is the number concept, like the simple addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division.
You have to know at least the basics.
I mean, we're not going to tell them about the algebras and the other areas which is a little bit challenging to them, but at least know to make change, know how to know the difference between distance and time and things like those. I'll try to encourage all fathers at least to know the basic about the concept of maths. For the primary student, you use whatever they like. If they like food, they use food. Divide up the pizza, show them how to divide it. If they like money, they're the children who love playing with money and love counting money, use the money.
Look at your child textbook. You'd see the topics based on the child age group, all the topics that they'll go through throughout the entire year. And you can also consult with the teacher and find out what topic am I looking at now, so that you can use all the online resources.
We have to find out what is the root of the problem first. Is it that you're not understanding or you're not grasping as much as you're being taught? Then that much we need to identify what are the weak areas, what are the problems. Once we can identify what is the problem, then we can actually try and fix it from there.
So we're not supposed to be thinking with our fixed mindset that there's only one way, so the teacher is doing it wrong. We could be doing it wrong, we might never know. So we'll have to be open to the fact that we're not the only person with an opinion, or this is not the only way of solving that one problem.
Parents, I want to encourage you today. When it is that your child comes home with the math book and you realize that the approach that is being taken to deliver the content is not the same way you are used to it, don't throw it aside and say, no, that's wrong, or that is harder, that's different. You need to embrace the approach.
There is many ways to help. You don't have to help physically, but being there to sit down and to encourage the child, talk with them, or even while they're doing it, you look over and say, yes man, okay, try it this way. I mean, that is support.
Support your child and give them the push they need. In math, practice makes perfect.
In these few minutes remaining in the magazine, we're taking you out in nature to look at how the National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, is working to protect our watersheds, an important ecological asset.
An area of land that allows for the drainage of rainwater into a common place like a pond or river is known as a watershed. Now, you may live near a river or drink the water from a bottle, but how much do you know about watersheds and their life-giving role? There are over 100 rivers making up Jamaica's watersheds. These rivers are critical resources to the ecosystem of the land, while empowering our economy. The National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, manages Jamaica's 26 watershed management units, WMUs, in partnership with key governmental agencies, such as the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, the Forestry Department, the Water Resources Authority, and other partners. There is one major factor to note in the protection of watersheds, and it's the delicate balance of the communities who earn a living from these areas through agriculture.
So we try to take a bottom-up approach to watershed management. Now that will involve liaising with the communities, getting their inputs prior to going into any given watershed with any intervention. You have to do what we consider to be an assessment of the needs of the community, separate and apart from an assessment of the needs of the watershed prior to going in and doing our interventions.
This approach forms part of the integrated watershed and coastal area management model, which takes into consideration the community's views. Under the Watersheds Protection Act of 1963, watershed areas are declared and regulated to conserve the water resources, while allowing residents to gain from popular land economic activities such as farming.
You do have complementary acts that would speak to watershed management. So you have, for example, the RADA Act, of 1990 that will allow for extension, the use of extension services, which translate into watershed management as the use of sustainable land management practices with the farmers.
There are 7 other pieces of legislation that support the Major Watersheds Protection Act. Finding the balance between benefiting from the resources in watersheds and preventing its degradation is continuous work by the environmental authorities. In 2015, a $3.9 million Yallah's Hope Watershed Restoration Project was launched as a joint initiative between the government and the Inter-American Development Bank (IDB. The Yallahs and Hope River watershed supply 40% of the drinking water in the densely populated urban parishes of Kingston and St. Andrew.
We would have trained under that project over 5,000 farmers in sustainable land management, and then we would have also did quite a number of studies. We would have done some replanting in the area. We would have replanted over 500 hectares.
A major initiative from the Yallah's Hope River Restoration Project was the use of a payment for ecosystem services scheme designed to give an incentive to farmers who rely less on the watersheds.
At the end of that project, we would have, through modeling, showed that we have seen a reduction in about 8% of sediments coming down out of that watershed, and that's a conservative estimate. It goes up to 17% when you factor in the interventions that were done by our partners in these watersheds.
NEPA also established a Yallahs and Hope River Watershed Management Committee to ensure that these results continue. Jamaica's international ranking as a strong and actions-based drive of environmental protection is steadily growing. A Jamaican Path from Hills to Ocean project is the latest initiative to restore 3 major watersheds across the island in the next 5 years. The $1.05 billion Jamaican dollar project is a joint partnership between the government and the European Union, executed by the Planning Institute of Jamaica in support of NEPA and RADA.
So the rapid ecological assessment is expected to inform some of the project activities that will help with the RADA-led components in identifying some areas that will be prioritized for intervention, and those priority will be for trainings for farmers and other techniques that would help with the overall watershed management. The Cassiton Botanical Garden is one particular location within one of the watershed management units that would benefit mostly from some of these activities.
Work will also be done on 2 wetland ecosystems, Winds Morass in Trelawney and the Mason River Protected Area on the border of St. Ann and Clarendon.
And those activities would help with the overall preservation and conservation of those 2 wetland areas to stem or kind of address some of the challenges we are currently facing with issues of encroachment or solid waste deposits, and also the general sensitization through the use of signage and public education.
The project will also flow into the protection of Jamaica's marine life.
So the assessment of seagrass, the health and distribution of seagrass beds within the Ocherius Marine Park and the Helsha, Half Moon Bay area will also be assessed, so we can see if the activities implemented over the 5-year period would have helped with the health or the general health of the marine environment in these areas.
Don't waste water. Turn on your tap at half blast. Plant a tree. The more, the better. Do not litter. Proper waste disposal prevents your garbage from getting into our rivers and streams. Be environmentally friendly. Get involved and help protect the earth. The work to protect our watersheds aligns with Jamaica's signatory to the Paris Agreement on Climate Change to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Equivalently, our Vision 2030 national plan also prioritizes balancing sustainable use of the environment and reducing poverty. Through climate-smart steps to better use the lands and the hills of our watersheds and reduce the degradation of our coastlines, the value of protecting Jamaica's watersheds today will pay the price for securing the future of the island.
This is where we leave you on today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Be here on this station tomorrow for more information you can use to transform your life. Until then, visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for this and other offerings. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.